How are we going, folks? Welcome back to the Nightmare Cabin and welcome to episode 1 of the long-awaited, long-spoken about, long-delayed Panteracast. I am joined, as ever, by my hetero life mate, Mr. Luke Nash. How we doing, Luke?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I can't believe we're here. And in fact, let's just pinch. Yep, it's real. We're doing it.
Yep, we're doing it. Right, so if this happens to be your first time stumbling across this channel, me and Luke did Maiden Cast a couple of years ago. We're still kind of doing Maiden Cast on the side now, but after Maiden Cast, I did Rush Cast with Paul Conroy. But now I'm doing Panteracast back with Luke, and the setup is quite easy. We are going, as with Maiden, as with Rush, now with Pantera. We're doing an album a week, eventually making our way through the entire back catalogue. Normally, we do solo albums and side projects on the way. It's all included in the package. I think that's going to be a little bit more difficult. Yeah,
we could be here for the rest of eternity doing Phil stuff, but we'll.
Yeah. But so that will cross that bridge when we come to it. But I think we're going to be a bit more selective, shall we say? But we will cross that bridge when we come to it. We are today going right back to the beginning, and we are talking about 1983's the greatest album Kiss never recorded, Metal Magic. And
were you alive then?
No, I wasn't.
Fuck no. Now.
And Luke is going to get this tattooed on his back, and
yeah.
And
Joe's going to get Project in the Jungle tattooed on his cock.
I'll only get Proj and in my outer room. So, let's have a look at that. It's amazing, right? Because I didn't know these albums existed until after Dimebag's death. There was like a retrospective article in Terrorizer, and they went through the catalogue. I was like, hold on, what?
Yeah.
Well, there was more than what Cowboys from Hell wasn't the first album.
I mean, they were a proper urban legend, and they were very rarely get hold of them.
I bought all 4 of the albums. It was $12.99 for the set. No, I think it's $15.99 for the set.
Okay.
And they didn't come in cases. It was all just flat pack, and from Russia. So,
oh, there you go. Boom.
But there's a lot of hard to get hold of albums where they do really good copies, and it's just Russian Federation, and the seller on eBay gets shut down, but then just another one pops up, and I know it's piracy and all that good stuff, but
but when you can't get them legally, what are you supposed to do?
When those albums are released officially, I'll buy them, but till then, I want them,
and you'll give your money to the estate, and it'll all be good, won't it? But until that point, what can you do?
Yeah, and I'm not paying 45 quid or 60, whatever ridiculous amounts people have selling
on them,
whatever the album you're talking about. So I picked these up, and they sound all right. They look all right. Fuck it, not harming anyone, is it? But it seems like even to this day, these albums are not getting reissued. Rex Brown has written them off, but I think as we're going to go into it, I think the albums have aged quite well, especially if you're into the style of music they are. If you're into glam and you're into Kiss or whatever it is, Motley Crue. I can't see why you would, you could even look at the first 3 albums really as a separate entity on their own.
Definitely.
Yeah, what's your? I mean, are you only listening to these albums now for this series, or?
Well, I'm revisiting them because obviously I knew they were. I didn't know where the fuck they were, but I knew they were out when I was getting into Pantera because, like I said, it was like an urban legend. It was like Kaiser Soze, do you know what I mean? It was one of them. It's like, fuck, you hear about them, you see it, but never know where to get them. So I eventually managed to track them down thanks to the advent of the internet and file sharing and all that, just to try and find them, just to listen to them. And it really was a case of, fuck me, what is going on? Nothing can quite prepare you for it if you've only read about it, about what they were like back then.
Yeah,
influences fairly and squarely on their sleeves. They weren't fucking about, mate. They were like, no, Kiss, Van Halen, ZZ Top, fucking the lot, mate. It was all there.
it's funny as well when you look at the albums that came out in this year. I've just looked it up now. Look, you got so it did age quite quick.
Kill 'em
We've
all,
got
fucking Peace of Mind.
Holy Diver, Melissa by Merciful Fate, Shout at the Devil, yeah, Peace of Mind, as you say. But then again, you know, Metal Health and
Kill 'em all,
Pyromania.
83.
Yeah, I mean,
You know?
well, so does Show No Mercy.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going into it now. I've just extended
Yeah,
the.
shut the
But
box.
I think of anything else. Well, there's loads. Oh, fucking
No,
hell.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
do you know the first Suicidal Tendencies album came out the same year as Metallica?
Fucking hell,
Let's
man.
kill 'em all.
That's unreal.
That is mad. Yeah. But yeah, you know, maybe it's funny because when Thrash came along, it just reset everything, didn't it? But,
Yeah, it was the rebirth, wasn't it? It was like new wave of British heavy metal, obviously reset what come before it, and then Thrash reset the new wave of British heavy metal. And it was only Maiden and Def Leppard who had gone their own fucking way anyway. And Motorhead who weren't fucking they were like, fuck you. You do what you fucking want. We're doing this. It was only those big bands who survived Thrash.
Yeah. Well, Motorhead, you know,
Well,
they were the biggest influence on Thrash as well, so they kind of kept that cold card, didn't they?
Yeah, they were. The grandfathers.
This was the year Another Perfect Day come out, the infamous album with Brian Robinson. Got kicked out of Thin Lizzy, joined Motorhead, and and then Lemmy went to Phil. Yeah, I should have listened to you, and kicked him out. So he lasted one album, but I guess. So, should we go do a bit of history? Pantera formed in the early 80s, obviously, by the two brothers, Daryl Abbott and Vince Abbott. Dimebag Daryl, as he's now known, originally Diamond Daryl.
Diamond, yeah.
So the band formed in school, and their dad, Jerry Abbott, was the band's manager, but he was a blues and country producer. He produced these first 3 albums. And basically it was his project, really. It was his son's band that he was managing. Then we'll skip a load of irrelevant stuff. And Rex Rocker. Was it Rocket or Rock? Oh, it's Rocker. Sorry. And Terry Glaze on vocals. The name Pantera is named after a particular race car. Excuse me. And Pantera is Spanish for panther. And Pantera. It's a car.
I didn't know about the race car, so that's
so it was a particular race car, like a dirt thingy car.
Texan and all the rest of it. It would have been,
there was a certain car, and along the bottom of the doors, either side, the Pantera is the name of a car. And they just like the name. And,
am I still here? Because my camera just had a complete spaz out.
No, you're still here. Yeah,
right, cool.
It went for a second and it come back in, but it does that. Well, it normally sorts itself out in the download and upload. But so it's hard to review this just squarely on its own without thinking what's coming.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
I suppose what's your first impression of the album? And I think as we go into the songs, can you see or hear any echoes of what's to come?
Well, because first thing, what you got to take away from it. I mean, obviously, I don't know how old Terry and Rex were, but Daryl, in my opinion, the greatest guitarist to ever live, and who will ever live, was 16 years old.
I thought it was 17, but
16 when it came out, apparently. Well, that's according to Wikipedia. I'll prove me wrong. And Vinny, and Vinny, one of my prime influences on drums, was 19. I mean, fuck's sake. So Rex and Terry they must have been in and around that age. Now, for an album, normally you'd look at the ages and all the rest of it, and you'd think, fuck me, this is going to be shit. But
Rex was
aside from the rough edges and all the rest of it, it's remarkably well played. when
Oh,
you consider the age of the fucking people, when it's just fueled by pure passion for fucking heavy metal or cock rock or whatever you want to call it. It's just, yeah, let's fucking go. You know,
I mean, yeah, it's definitely competent. I mean, these
yeah.
songs aren't, they're competently written.
I mean, it's mad. We were talking, weren't we, just before we went on air about Decapitated and the parallels when you think like Vogue and his brother, how fucking young they were. And
Yeah.
it's like with Diamond Vinny, it's the same. You know, they were just immensely talented at such a young age. It makes you want to cry yourself to sleep. You know,
Yeah.
just
I'm
how
just looking
fucking
up.
good they were.
Yeah, 19. So Terry and Rex were 19. And Daryl was, let's look it up now. He was born, this was, June 1983, literally a year before I was born. And he was 1966. So
So something
like that.
yeah. He would have
Do
been
you know,
16 coming up to his 17th birthday, wouldn't he? So
right now, I'm just looking at it now. Do you know how old Dimebag was when he died?
yeah, was it 90? Fuck, it was 20 years ago last year, wasn't
No,
it?
but but do you know how old he was?
Yeah, he was 40,
He was
48,
38.
38, yes.
38.
Yeah.
That's fucking
I know.
mental. He wasn't even 40 years old.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. That's just
I mean,
tragic.
the guy was fucking, I mean, the playing on this, obviously we'll go into it through as we do it, but you'd never fucking think he was 16 years old, 15 years old writing these riffs, probably 14 when he wrote some of them. It's frightening.
No, I thought it was 17, but he was younger then. Yeah. And when you look at the, obviously you had the Pantera videos, but you had one come out a few years afterwards. That's the type of fun I have.
Dime Vision.
Dime Vision, yeah.
Yeah,
And
volume 1 and 2, yeah.
there's footage of this era of Pantera when Dimebag's doing a solo and he plays the solo for Floods.
Yeah, as I'm saying, Floods has been around for fucking ever.
Yeah.
You know?
And at this time as well, the band were gigging like they did it the old school way. So when you go back to the Beatles or the Who or the Stones or what was it? I can't remember the band the Who used to. I think it was Rolling Stones at the 100 Club. Obviously, the Beatles did that German. There's the Cavern in Liverpool, isn't there? But then they went out to Germany and did that place in Hamburg. And the last band to ever do a residency there was actually Black Sabbath. Obviously, I forget the place in London, but every Tuesday night,
the 100 Club's on in Soho, isn't it?
Oxford Street, yeah.
Yeah.
But there was a place, I forget where it was. Every Tuesday, the Who used to play there, and I think they made people pay for a fan club membership, so the fan club got in every week.
Yeah.
And there's that classic poster, the Maximum R&B poster, the black and white poster, Pete Townsend with the guitar, and
another one, yeah.
But so what they would do, they would get if they got a gig. You have this a lot in America. I remember I remember Dee Snider talking about this as well. It's like you got a gig, you had you did like 3 hour sets.
Yeah.
Like you did an hour, then you had half hour off, then you went back on and did another hour, half hour off. And have you heard of Jim Florentine, the comedian?
No.
Yeah, he saw Twisted Sister like 3 times in one night. Just stayed the whole night.
Yeah,
an ice rink. Fucking
how
what?
mad is that?
Yeah, and so they would get a place, but then they'd do multiple sets a night. So one would be a cover set with original stuff like sort of speckled in. And so when it came to recording, and this is what I'm getting to with the Cavern Club in Hamburg or wherever it was. No, the Cavern Club's Liverpool. That German club the Beatles went to and Sabbath went to, they sent them out there because it was like you're playing multiple sets a day.
Yeah.
You're sleeping upstairs and you're just basically, when you're finished, straight in the studio, record your first album, and there'll be no messing about in the studio because you'll be tight as a duck's butt.
Yeah.
As that bit. So that's what they did. And it seems like this is what's happened here. They've just got their set nailed, I assume. And I think yeah, to me, I mean, it's very, very Kiss inspired, but everything's, you know, the songs are really well structured, the playing's immaculate. No one this age has any business being this good.
That's it, isn't it?
And yeah, you know, just comparing it to what would come later is one thing, but even if the band just did this album and nothing at all, you know, oh yeah, look, someone in their 50s now, this is an album I recorded when I was 19. You'd go, yeah, all right, fair enough. You can be proud of that.
That's it.
And like I say, very Kiss inspired, but a bit of Van Halen in there as well, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's, like I said, it's all over the place.
Yeah, look, Rex Brown is 60. He recorded this when he was 19. If this was the only album he recorded, and he put this on for you, when listen to this album I recorded when I was 19, you'd go, mate, that's good. You know. It seems to be getting a cult following now, this era of the band as well.
Yeah.
And it's become very trendy online now to bash Pantera. We'll get into that as the series goes on. People like to think they're clever. But on the flip side of that, it's this like glam terror is the true Pantera. And
they sold out. They sold out on power metal, like, you know.
And I say if Metal Health is your favorite album, I would see where you were coming from. But if you're into heavier stuff, no, I can't.
Yeah.
So yes, so we get into the songs and get this first episode in the bag.
Yep.
Right. So
ride my
rocket. Yeah.
Fucking hell. It just screams Kiss, doesn't it?
I mean, it's even got the old
big time. Well, let's not forget let's not forget you're missing out the intro. It's live crowd and the voiceover says we need
that spacey laser. It's like a spaceship is landing.
That's it.
Yeah,
bringing the gods down.
I mean,
like you say, that bass intro it screams Kiss, doesn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely. Like, no, we love Kiss. There we go.
Especially the Ace side of the band. I think Ace was their fave. Well, certainly Daryl's fave.
Yeah, I mean, fucking tattooed, didn't they? Obviously, you watch the videos and he's getting the fucking signature tattooed. You know,
what is it? I think both the brothers started out on drums, but I think it was becoming clear that Vince was getting the edge over Daryl. So Daryl went, well, I'll go on to guitar, and I think he had to play guitar to match Vinny.
Mental, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, fucking I'll go on to guitar.
Yeah.
What? I mean,
and apparently the story is he started jamming with people in school and they were like, yeah, you're not quite up to scratch. And during the summer holidays, Daryl just wasn't anywhere to be seen. Apparently he just locked himself in the house with the first two Ozzy Osbourne albums and the first Van Halen album and just practice until he had them nailed and came back and he was just like, bang.
And it's you're talking fucking Randy and Eddie. I mean, that's two players, isn't it? To be practicing and you know.
Yeah, and apparently the first song, Daryl went to Vince and went like, "Yeah, I've learned a song," and it was "Smoke on the Water." And apparently they jammed it together, and then that was it. Yeah. A couple of bands. I know it was Megadeth, but another notable name. They escape me now. It's gonna fucking. I know it was Megadeth, but it was another band. Both
wanting to get Dime in.
Offered Dime the job, and it was we're a team or not at all.
Yeah, the Megadeth one's pretty famous, isn't it? It's like, oh shit, I've just hired the old drum tech, Nick. So you think like, it's one of them sliding doors moments, isn't it? It's like, what if Metallica, if James had decided to give up guitar and just concentrate on singing? Or stop singing and play guitar only.
Yeah,
and John Bush joined.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's one of them like mirror universe type things.
I like the one. Who's the guy? I forget the guy's name. He's the original singer of Anthrax and the original singer of Skid Row, and both bands went on to be massive. And you're thinking,
I remember you telling me this. Yeah, it's before even Neil Turbin, wasn't it? It was
before Neil Turbin. Yeah, I'm looking it up now. Past is it him? Matt Fallon, yeah. Original Skid Row and Anthrax.
Fucking unreal. Like you say.
Imagine being that guy. Yeah.
Gutted.
Yeah. So Ride My Rocket.
I mean, it's obvious from, you know, that the guitar playing is on another level. And to be fair, Vinny's drums as well, you know, they're much, like we say, they're much more advanced than you expect if you
He's
saw their
still all
80s.
over the kit even back then. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, I've heard worse opening tracks on debut albums, that's for fucking sure.
I'm just thinking, is that no. Get your mind out of the car.
What are you on about?
Well, the way the muscle is on that leg, it looks a bit like it's a dick.
It probably is.
I just noticed it because I've got it. It's obviously bigger on the screen than it is here,
Yeah.
and I'm like, no. That's just the muscle on the leg, isn't it? But yeah, all right, possibly. Maybe it's one of those. There's a secret hard on the Rain and Blood album cover as well. I don't know if you ever noticed that. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. But surely it would make sense. It's a giant panther with a sword. He's bound to have a, you know.
Yeah.
But moving on.
Right. As opening tracks go, it sets the stall out, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean it's very Detroit Rock City, but I like the guitar that you know, and obviously as well, even the solos all through the album are just.
Oh, they're on another level, mate. It's
what do we think then of Terry Glaze as a vocalist? I mean, we can talk a bit more as we go through.
Yeah, I mean,
over the next 2 albums. I mean, again, the guy's
his voice suits what they were doing. He's more than capable. You know, do you know what I mean? It weren't like the three of them. You know, our three boys were running away with it, and Terry was struggling to catch up. He was there.
I mean, he's still. I looked him up on Metal Archives. I mean, he's still. Going, yeah. Well, he did other bands.
Yeah.
But he seems like a fit, healthy dude. Like I don't get why. I bet if he put together a band and went Pantera the Glam Years or something.
Oh fucking hell!
I think.
All over it.
Yeah, I reckon he'd be shocked at the outcome of it.
Yeah.
Whether I mean, he'd be able to use the name, but it'd be
no. But yeah. He could go Glam Terror, couldn't he? You've already fucking get him on the phone, Joe. You sorted out the John Bush Anthrax tour.
Yeah. So actually,
do the Terry Glaze Glam Terror years.
Yeah, I'll put it out there. That's what I do. I put stuff out there. I have the great ideas for everyone except myself. But yeah, all right. Let's crack on then with I'll Be All Right.
I'll Be All Right. Yeah, it's obviously with drum intro, proper Maiden Priest type riff. You know, it's another, like I say, there's different influences now. Before it was Kiss. Now you got what I hear Maiden and Priest in there. Probably more Priest than Maiden, to be fair. But you know, another solo that just rips off the fretboard. And like I say, the chorus, like talking about Maiden, the chorus, it did remind me of Di'Anno era Maiden.
Yeah, no, I'd say that.
You know, it's a like I say, it's a follow up that it's not in the same path. It sort of goes off a slight bit.
Yeah, it's got a nice choppy riff at the end as well. I mean, I think there's a little bit of Van Halen in there as well. That's a fun song.
There's Van Halen, like we said, there's Van Halen and Kiss. It's literally everything. They've just thought, right, what do we like? Priest, Kiss, Van Halen, ZZ Top, perhaps a bit of Maiden, you know, a bit of Blue, whatever. And they've gone, right, fucking throw that against the wall.
Exactly what a debut album should be, though.
Yeah,
you know? It's this with that speeded up, that slowed down, with a bit of them thrown in. Let's see what we come up with.
That's it.
I mean, that's what debut album should be. So yeah, tell me this one I like. Tell me if you want it.
Oh,
I mean,
proper fucking earworm of a chorus.
That attitude that comes off that riff, and the bass underneath that, you know, it's just tight as anything. Then you got that keyboard like that, almost.
The keyboards, fucking hell, yeah. I mean, which you mentioned the bass. People always rightly going about Diamond Vinny.
Yeah,
but there ain't many better bass players than Rex in metal.
Yeah,
that geezer. He's not a flash cunt. He's fucking, but what he plays is fucking ridiculous. Especially as you get on the later albums when they do like I'm Broken and he's matching Dime fret for fret on a fucking bass. You know, it's
just look what he's done outside of Pantera as well. I mean, obviously he's done Down, but Jerry Cantrell
Yeah.
He was on Jerry Cantrell's solo album.
Yeah.
He's always being picked up by people, and if
Yeah,
anything, I think he probably turns stuff down more than what he
I imagine
does.
so. Yeah, I mean, he is a proper player, and
Mm.
he gets overlooked. But me being a drummer, I tend to look at bass players more because I get used to that, seeing the relationship between the bass player and the drummer,
Yeah.
obviously that lock in the rhythm. And Rex and Vinny are they're tight as fuck, mate. You know, they are on it. As much as fucking Vinny and Dime are on it, Rex, the three of them, it's such a fucking unit.
Yeah.
Which just lets any vocalist that they get in, be it Terry, be it Phil, whatever, just literally fucking go off on one. And know full well they've got this rock solid rhythm section just behind them. And it was lightning. Pantera are always lightning in a bottle, never to be repeated. But even here, there's not many bands around doing this sort of shit at this time who can contend with the professionalism and the playing ability. It's a fucking joke. Let's be honest. You know?
Again, and
what was that blues?
repeating.
That blues guitarist that they reckon sold his soul to the devil at the Crossroads. I can't think of the guy's name.
Brian Johnson. No, not Brian Johnson. Brian.
Wrong band. You know the guy.
Something
I mean,
Johnson.
the urban legend, isn't it? It's like these three did it because there's no reason, like you said, people are this young being this good. There's no fucking business being this good. You know, this is
him up now.
this is this is ridiculous levels of talent you're talking about.
Robert Johnson. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Johnson sold his soul for something else.
For fast cars, yeah.
Loose women. But it's that sort of level, that the musicality.
Funnily enough, you talk about Robert Johnson. There was a similar story to Dime. There was like, yeah, you're not cutting it, and he disappeared and come back.
Yeah.
And that's what he auditioned. That's where the story comes from. He must have sold his soul to the devil because he got really good.
Yeah.
He applied, auditioned for a record company. Went, yeah, you're not quite there, and he come back a year later, like on fire. And they went,
there's actually a short film on Netflix. It's been in my fucking list for ages.
I think I've seen it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I want to check it out. But yeah, so if you've never seen us before, we go off on tangents.
Yeah.
Talking about fucking selling your soul and fucking all this other shit. But let's get back. I mean, going back to the song, tell me if you want it. This is our first power ballad. Something that Pantera would nail. Especially when Phil come in. You know, obviously we all know the songs. That is their speciality. You know,
yeah,
so
they knew, you know, it's evident when we said earlier, you know, are there any echoes of what's to come?
Yeah,
they know how. They even at their heaviest and their most extreme, they knew how to write a hook. They knew.
Yeah, it was hooky as
memorable.
fuck, catchy and crab.
So it's obvious even from day one they knew how to structure a song.
Yeah,
and that's something that probably came from their dad.
I was literally going to say that. There's a lot of it. You got to give Jerry credit because obviously, like you say, it probably his project with his sons and all that. But he's passed down years of knowledge and all the rest of it, and songwriting and structure and all the rest of it, and they've fucking soaked it up like a sponge.
Yeah, he would have been in that studio going, right, take that away, add that. He would have shown them tricks. He would have, I wonder who he would have. I wonder like what albums he would have produced. Like if there's any like notable blues albums or country albums. I mean, I'm not really an expert on either, but something to ponder.
Yeah,
I'll let you type away. But right, another earworm coming up next. Latest Lover.
Yeah,
I mean, this reminds me a little bit of Cheap Trick, something like that. You know, like.
Yeah, I mean, it's to me. I thought it sounded like Rat, but Rat weren't even a fucking band yet. Their debut album come out a year later.
Yeah. It just reminds me, one of those sort of like nerdy rock bands. You know, I can. It sounds like, you know, something from like the soundtrack to Animal House or Polkies or something like that.
Yeah.
It sounds like they're setting up a prank that's about to go wrong, and you know that.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing hasn't happened yet, but it's going to, and you're seeing the setup of it, and they're all past each other stuff under the desk or something like that, and they're about to blow something up. Looks like they're putting something together, and this would be the perfect soundtrack to it. Polkies or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know.
But
I'm just looking up Jerry. There's obviously his Wikipedia is not all that.
He's still alive as well, isn't he?
No, he died.
He did die, right? But
Died last year.
Right, so fucking hell.
You know, outlive both your fucking children. I mean, what? No need for that. Absolutely no need.
Yeah, I can imagine that must have been awful. I mean, let's face it, Vinny died of a broken heart.
Yeah, it's not fuck about.
Well,
Abbott was successful as a songwriter and received credits for songs recorded by Emmylou Harris and Freddie Fender. You know, fucking hell. You know,
I recognise the Emmylou Harris. She's pretty shit hot.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? It's that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know her stuff. I know she's big though.
Know the name, so, but you know, that's the sort of thing. You know,
to have songwriting credits in. Yeah, he would have been picking up.
Yeah,
royalty checks and stuff like that. I mean, I wonder if he had anything in the writing of these. I mean, surely he would have just gone to just say it was you. Just you know,
that's it. Yeah, but like I say, he was passing on his knowledge, wasn't he? You know, that's evident.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. Our bands, when they've got a good, I'm going to bring it back to Maiden, because you think Maiden with Rod Smallwood. I know he's a manager, not like what the relationship that Jerry had with the brothers, but it's still that solid, knowledgeable base behind them that wouldn't take any shit, wouldn't let them deviate from the path.
Yeah.
And if you get that, you're going to live forever.
Yeah.
As Maiden are, as Pantera are. Do you know what I mean? And
you need the driving force in the band, but you also need that driving force
outside of the it's all very well having you can have all the drive in the members, but if you ain't got, if they fucking get their record deal, then go and spunk the fucking advance up the wall on coke and hookers, what's the point? Yeah. Like you say, you need that guy behind you to say, no, give me the money, give me this,
and I'll deal out the coke.
Yeah, that's it.
You have one hooker a week. Yeah,
you know. But like I say, I imagine it's that's obviously completely different personalities. I'd imagine Rod and Jerry, but they both fulfilled the same role. They've kept the drive going the right way, and it's two of the best bands of all time.
Yeah. Let's crack on then. So we've got a rocker. We've got a fairly heavy track, really, for this set of songs. We've got two sort of fun earworms with "Tell Me If You Want It" and "Latest Lover," and then I think this is the first proper ballad. Yeah,
fucking hell. I mean, I was actually saying, fuck it, listening to this earlier, and it's just 80s as fuck, isn't it? Keyboards, man, you know. And I said, it sounds like they're trying to get a film soundtrack.
Yeah.
You can imagine this playing over a scene where the hero's partner's been killed by the villains. And he's like trying to work out what he could have done differently. And you just see him montage scene. Yeah. This is the soundtrack to that 80s action film.
When he's like, he looks in the window in the mirror and the what's his name's there, and he's like,
the villain's staring back at you. Oh fucking hell, yeah. But no, this is the soundtrack to that film. They need to make it with this song, because you know it fucking just. But they understand
running out of the hospital down the road. No.
Yeah, that's it. You know, but it's the dynamics of the whole thing. They got it. They know how to build it up, bring it down. You know, the peaks and the valleys of good songwriting, and this is here. You know, they're innovating even now, because you know what's out in '83. This style of music that's as good as the first 5 songs we've got here. All right, they're not perfect songs, but there's a hook in each one of them.
Yeah,
at least one. You know, I bet you couldn't. Shout at the Devil come out in '83, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Shout at the Devil, Metal Health. That's mad as well, wasn't it? Randy Rhoads, he was originally in Quiet Riot, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But the Ozzy snapped him up before.
Yeah.
Was Metal Health their first album or second album? But they did do. There's like a Randy Rhoads recordings that came out later on. I don't think he ever did an official album with them.
Yeah. I mean,
but
I'm
yeah, the solo on this on Biggest Part of Me though is just as climatic as any other solo.
Yeah, his solos are off the chart. I mean, I'm looking at the track listing for Shout at the Devil, and I've never been a massive Motley Crue fan. You know, I'm a Greatest Hits guy with them, but comparing the first 5 tracks on that to the first 5 tracks on this, it's like I'd take this all fucking day.
Mm.
You know, Motley Crue with that band, it goes back to what we were saying. Would you rather have consistency or would you rather have standouts? And Motley Crue are a standout band. They'll write 1 or 2 unbelievable songs an album, but any other 8 are just like, get them on there.
Do you know what? I mean, I think the best thing Motley Crue did is the one they did with John Corabi.
Yeah.
And you know, that'll piss people off, but I'll tell you what, they've never done anything better than it since.
They're coming for
I mean, what was the one? The one where Vince came back, where they've all got the pig things.
Generation Swine, isn't it?
Yeah, the Generation Swine is no Brave New World, is it? Let's be honest.
No, that's it.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm a Greatest Hits when it comes to Motley Crue as well.
Yeah,
I'm not really
but like I say, you know, it's 1 or 2 bangers, but then the other 8 songs.
The first
are like,
album was the best one. Was it Looks to Kill? Probably. Would have thought. Don't know.
Whereas this, you've got a certain level of consistency, haven't you? It's nothing standing out, but it's all, you know, there's none of this. It's all here, rather than this, you know. And like I say, I much prefer this than that.
Yeah. Right, so we've got the ballad out of the way. Let's get into the title track, Metal Magic. And
starts off a bit like the opener, doesn't it? More sort of weirdy alien spaceship, Doctor Who, fucking whatever.
Doctor Who, yeah, it sounds like Silver Machine. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, this is probably the first song on the album where I'm like, oh, we've hit a wall. Talking about all consistency and all this bollocks. Now I suppose it had to happen.
This has got something about it though, this song.
Oh yeah, there is something there. I mean,
consistent.
That weird vocally bit before the solo sort of thing. But it's.
I'll tell you what this reminds me. That song reminds me of is Queen.
Yeah.
Think of like Stone Cold Crazy or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's got that sort of guitar feel to it, and it's got the same sort of beat underneath it.
Yeah, I imagine that would have been a massive influence. You know, a bit more.
People overlook as well how heavy Queen's early stuff was.
Oh fucking hell! In the 70s, it was monstrous, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Before they really hit the sound that made them famous.
Yeah.
But when they wanted to rock out, they fucking did.
Yeah. I think there's many a hidden gem on those early albums. I would have thought. That's a band I've never really. Yeah, again, I've never listened to the actual albums and like gone. I've never done a deep dive on Queen.
No, I haven't.
You never really need to. I never felt the need to because they're everywhere, aren't they? You never really think. But yeah, Metal Magic. It's it goes for the jugular, does the trick.
Yeah, I think that's probably what I don't like about it. There's not a hook in this one for me.
You don't think this one's quite as?
No, it's. I mean, fucking hell. I'm being critical of a fucking band on their debut album. They're fucking 16 years old, and there's not enough hooks. Do you know what I mean? Feel like a right knob. But this is the first one.
But you're comparing it to the first 5 songs. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the first one where we've really gone. You know, you're starting things side A's been banging. You flipped it over, and they like, oh, really? I know I'm going to start some shit, but it's a bit like Maiden. You flip over after finishing that perfect side A, and you flip over and you've got Strange World, and it's like, nah, that's killed it. So.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not getting into the Maiden argument, but if you're going to blaspheme, that's down to you.
Mind you, I've got it wrong anyway because you flip over side A and you've got Transylvania, ain't you? So
oh, is that right? Right, okay. But,
yeah.
Widowmaker's almost, I don't know, it feels like disco to me. That ding, 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 ding. It's that beat, the beat and the bass underneath it. It's got that. Mind you, Kiss had a big disco phase anyway, didn't they?
Fucking hell, you know. I was made for loving you. Fuck's sake.
I mean, what were Kiss doing in 1983? I mean, I bet they're in there. Were they like unmasked at that point?
Let's find out.
Kiss, what, 1983? Yeah, look it up.
Yeah, they were. They were 11 albums in.
That was a Vinnie Vincent era as well, yeah.
You know it was, yeah. Yeah, 11 albums in. Jesus Christ. That's fucking unreal. That hadn't been going, what, 10 years?
Yeah, it's amazing what
I'll say only. Fucking hell, you know.
How consistent releases used to be put out compared to now.
Yeah.
What is it?
One a year, one it 2 a year sometimes.
Sometimes 2 a year, yeah. And what was it? It's like a gap between albums for a band now. Like the Beatles would have done their entire catalogue. It's like
yeah. You
was
think
it
like,
1963 to first Beatles album, and 1970 was the last one.
Yeah,
it's,
I mean,
like 12 Metallica, albums.
Def Leppard, Metallica, fucking Anthrax have been longer than that.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Widowmaker, what do you reckon?
Oh yeah, I listened. Proper ZZ Top vibe from the opening riff.
Yes.
Proper,
yeah,
you know.
I hear that.
And we're talking. If you've never heard old ZZ Top, they're a different breed. They're a different breed to what you get with Eliminator and MTV, aren't they?
That's another band, isn't it? It's just like the prehistory and what they're known for, would go on to be known for. It's night and day, really.
Yeah. What's the fucking Tres Hombres, isn't it? I mean, that's fucking. It's just they were a proper dirty rock band, weren't they? Like bluesy, fucking. And then obviously they struck a formula which sent them into the fucking stratosphere, didn't it?
They were another band as well where the live show was their bread and butter.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a different world, isn't it? It's
yeah. Oh yeah.
They were probably already making a living.
Yeah. Oh yeah, easy.
Before they even signed a deal.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
But
I think that I'm starting to notice a trend though with this. It's they've shot their ball on side A, and side B is not.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
First two tracks.
I wouldn't argue. Yeah.
You know, obviously we've said about Metal Magic, Widowmaker. Like I say, you know, aside from getting the ZZ Top influence in early, it's starting to wear a bit thin now.
Yeah.
It's
all right,
there's nothing standing out. It's
move on to nothing on but the radio.
What title?
Yeah.
Why a drum machine when you got a drummer like Vinny? Never.
Well, it seems to just be in the introduction, but you got that cool little bass riff, that ding ding ding.
Oh yeah, fucking I love the bass sound as well. The sound is really good. And it's got again, catchy chorus. And Terry doing his best Phil Lynott, I thought, at some points. Just little bits. It was like made me like turn my head to my phone, like look at my phone, going fucking hell, like what? Really, really fucking thrown out there. So obviously they would have been. How could you not be influenced by Thin Lizzy?
Yeah, I mean,
do you know what I mean? I mean, they were a monster, weren't they?
They got their flowers later on, but yeah, the influence. I mean, especially in like bands like Maiden and whatnot. But
yeah,
obviously as well, Scott Gorham was American, and as well, you know, John Sykes.
Yeah,
and I know John Sykes was good friends with Diamond and Vinny. So that comes into it as
John
well.
Was English.
Oh, he was American, wasn't he?
Oh, he was English.
Oh, I could have sworn he was American. I won't argue it, but I thought.
Yeah, certainly he was English.
Even better then.
Yeah.
Oh, he must have moved out there then, because just who he was working with afterwards.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he
right.
fucking yeah.
Right, I'd stand corrected. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, he's born in Reading. So
That's completely thrown me off. Yeah, I always thought he was American.
yeah, no, he's fucking English as Apple, English, you know, as Granny Smith's, mate.
So Scott's the only one. Yeah, Scott's the only Yankee in the band. Then he moved over to London, where because London was where it was at.
Yeah, that's it. It was
And
back then. Less said about that now, the better.
yeah, but at the time, well,
Oh,
Ronnie
yeah.
James Dio, he flew to London. He was like, I'm going to do a solo band.
Yeah,
I'll best go over to London, see who's about, and from the first Dio lineup based in London.
yeah.
But yeah, okay. What the fuck was we on about? Nothing
So
on but
about
the
Phil
radio.
Lynott.
And I
Terry
started
Glaze
saying,
sounded like Phil Lynott.
yeah, possibly. There's an influence there. I mean, I was listening to Phil Lynott. Well, I did a review recently, and I was laughing along to some of his what's the word? Just the way he said certain words, hunting the buffalo, and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah,
A warrior.
he was and I mean this in the nicest, most endearing. He was a weird one, wasn't he?
Well,
he was a unique character. And I can't think of anything else to describe the guy. He was another one. You ain't getting that like again.
No, absolutely not. No, he was fucking awesome. Even I just did a review of this new acoustic album that they put out, and it's like the guy's been dead longer than I've been alive, and even now, his lyrics and his the songs are just even now still put shivers down my spine. Fuck
yeah,
he was brilliant. But
beast.
he had some of the things he used to do with his voice, because he was always trying to be Jimi Hendrix as well. Jimmy was his hero, and when he would try and like the low riders, and he just put on an American accent. He's quite funny. Right, nothing on but the radio. We got much more to say about that, really. It's just another fun.
Yeah, it's
like soundtrack to an 80s film. It just reminds me of like if it's something like a scene set in the gym.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean the level of it's ticked up a bit now. This is a better song than the two that came before it. So we're getting back to where we were.
Well, talking about Kiss, mate, Sad Lover that is just that's just got Gene Simmons written all over it. In fact, you said there was a thing about Terry Glaze sounds like Phil Lynott. There's a load of things where he sounds like Paul Stanley.
Yeah,
definitely channeling.
Sort of that's his default sound, isn't it? I mean, would be, but yeah, no, this is again, I'm talking about not very memorable for me, but the solo's like fucking just on another level. Like it's the most Eddie Van Halen that Dime has sounded on this album.
Yeah, the
bridge up to the chorus, tapping and all that shit. It's
the bridge to the chorus has got a nice little melody, that as it climbs up, and then bum 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 bum. It's got that stomping beat to it. But yeah, Sad Lovers all right. It's cool. And then right, we've made it to the final track, Rock Out.
Yeah, Rock Out.
Does
it get more AC/DC than this?
Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing. Yeah, you've nailed it with AC/DC. Funny enough, because it's kind of got that let there be rock. Feel to it, where it's
big time.
This feels like this is what they finished with. Like, you know, the way AC/DC would always finish with oh fuck's sake, what's it called? Let There Be Rock.
Yeah.
Because it is a jam song. It's like but then live they can just go all over because it always comes back to that same beat. And this is that it goes then rock out. Rock out. And then I bet when they put that live back in the day, it went on for ages. Like crowd participation and a bit like what I always used to say about Drifter. What's the final track on Killers? want you to sing it,
Drifter.
sing it. Is Drifter, yeah.
Yeah.
Same sort of thing. I was like, yeah, this is just a song that just needs to be played live.
Yeah, because it does go on, like you say, you get
it's an encore song.
Yeah, it is.
And this is what Rock Out reminds me of.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like I say, it's AC/DC out the wazoo. You know, great. That main riff is so good, such a good riff. It almost sounds like AC/DC fucking tea leafed it for DT a few years later.
Yeah.
If you listen to Who Made Who, I was like, when I heard it, I was like, I double take. It was like, the fuck? This comes free. So I went and fucking found Who Made Who and played the song DT, and it's not saying AC/DC ripped them off, but it's similar.
Just say great minds, put it down.
Yeah, it's it. Yeah, I mean, considering there's only 4 fucking chords, you know, there's only so much anyone can do.
But yeah, man. I mean, so this is it, the debut.
History in the making, and it's all things considered. When you consider some of the shit that people put out,
considering what the reputation these albums had as
Oh,
well,
yeah,
and the band's just as responsible for that
they are.
as anyone else.
They are. People
You know?
laugh at them, don't they? Like, hey, fucking the glam, look at all that. And it's like, you put it on, it ain't as glam as you fucking think it is. Because glam,
especially when these would be the same people that would be spending fortune to go see Kiss.
Yeah. And glam's such a, when people say glam metal, that's not what this is. That's not what
the negative side to glam metal came later as well. That came with the MTV and the early stages of it.
It's just a shit term. You know, there's many. Obviously, we know metal and hard rock as genre. There's so many different fucking offshoots and names and labels and all that shit. But glam is just such a fucking glam. I think of the 70s. I think of fucking platform shoes and fucking sweet. Do you know what I mean? And fucking all that. You know, no, it's not what this is. This is a guy. You know, Kiss had that. They furthered that image more than anybody. But that's why they unmasked.
They said,
yeah.
Gene Simmons said that Kiss's biggest influence was Slade.
Yeah.
He says Slade were too English for America though. They didn't.
Yeah, they couldn't happen.
That's where we came in,
Yeah.
And it was. Yeah, they just
this album. This album, if you've never heard it before, and you're a Pantera fan, and you've been a Pantera fan for fucking 30 years, whatever.
I would say if you listened to this album and weren't told it was Pantera.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't have a fucking clue. You'd be praising the playing, the guitar solos. You'd be like, fuck, man, this guitarist is awesome. But no, check it out if you can find it. I mean, obviously, unfortunately, you might have to resort to illegal means, unfortunately, or buying it from, some random country in the world or whatever. But
you'll end up funding the other side of the war.
That's it, yeah. But try and track it down if you can, because it's
on YouTube. It's worth a listen.
Yeah, it's worth your time.
So,
and as far as it goes, it's a 7 out of 10. Giving it anything lower would be an insult to it. But
and giving it any higher, be hamming it up too much.
Yeah, it would. And obviously there's never has been a band that's been more two sides of a coin than Pantera. Yeah. So this is not. I can't fucking say it without sounding like I can't.
I still think the Kiss. I don't think that ever went away. They were still flying the flag. They were opening for Kiss.
Yeah.
They, up until his dying day, even through the 90s, when Rob Halford abandoned Judas Priest.
Yeah.
And was forming Fight. Dimebag Darrell had the British steel razor on a necklace.
Yeah, he did,
it was. He still had that guitar that he had. The shape of his guitar with all the patterns on it. He would do different design. That was still. It was still Ace Frehley, wasn't it? It was still. He still channeled that side of it. They never lost it. Even with the red beard and that.
Pink beard.
Exactly. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Excuse me. I have a pink beard.
Pink beard. Yeah.
But yeah. It's all that still, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they still had that. They had that as extreme and as heavy as they got. They still put on an arena show.
Yeah.
They had the pyrotechnics and everything, and they still never lost it.
No.
So yeah, man, I'm this is the first one done. I'm looking forward to going through this.
Oh yeah, it's
I'm
going to be
looking forward
interesting.
to exploring these next 2 albums as well, and
Oh yeah,
giving a bit of shining a bit of light on this era of the band that even the band themselves tried to
yeah,
bury
not,
more than anyone
yeah,
else.
exactly.
But it's going to be good seeing the band develop one album at a time
Oh yeah,
until we
it's gonna be,
eventually
yeah,
get to the Pantera that we all know and love, and
Yeah.
obviously we'll get right into the weeds when all that stuff comes out.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's not really that much to go on, but as I say, we got the first one done, and
Yeah.
looking forward to moving on.
Indeed, yeah.
Indeed, through the catalogue and all the rest of it. So yeah, this is episode 1 of Panteracast in the bag. Let me know what you think. What do you think of Pantera? What's your favorite Pantera album?
Comments, yep.
What do you think is underrated? What do you think of this era of the album? And I want to know your Pantera memories. Did you ever see them live? Did you ever meet any of them? Because it
Did you
didn't
see them
seem
live
like...
during this era? If there's any old schoolers about, you know,
Yeah.
hopefully we'll find some who can tell us what it was like.
Yeah. But
and by the way, guys,
even me, little old
drop
me,
us a like.
I know people that met Dimebag. Like, yeah, we just went around the back of the venue and they were there.
He was there, yeah.
So
well, one of my mates is in the fucking Pantera home video, so we'll discuss that later on.
Well, yes, I know exactly who you're talking about as well, and I know the bit in the video as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool.
So yeah, guys,
All
drop
right,
us a like on the video because it does help out the algorithm. So and we can help, especially with Pantera touring now and all the rest of it. We can help get this band back into the limelight because there's a generation that's probably don't even fucking know who Pantera are. And
yeah, and there's also a generation that's getting a very very wrong impression of Pantera as well,
Yes.
which I want, you know, I want to straighten that out because I don't know what's going on with the metal scene lately. But
it's naughty is what it is, mate.
They need to pull their head out their arse. And
exactly.
Yeah, there's a bit of a rewriting of history going on, which we're reversing. So yeah, with that being said, we'll see you next week for Panteracast 2. What is the next one? Is it Project in the Jungle or I Am the Night?
I fucking can't even remember. Let's
I've killed that one.
Yeah. Projects in the Jungle.
Yeah, Projects in the Jungle, yeah.
A year later,
I Am the Night,
1984.
Yeah, the year I was born. So thanks a lot, guys. And yeah, we'll see you next week, basically.
Take it easy.